let's start talking about the kids who aren't ever taught.
Exactly. Welcome to Jersey Mat Chat.
15 years ago, Champion Athletes was established to help athletes perform better through better nutrition. And we do that by creating an individualized nutrition plan for each person that we work with to maximize their body composition and make them feel their best, both in training and in competition. So Champion Athletes offers individualized nutrition programs for each client that we work with. We start off by having them fill out a questionnaire about their eating habits, what they like, what they don't like, and how their family eats, as well as their goals. We go over the questionnaires, we get to know each other, and then we do a body composition analysis where we measure their muscle mass, their body fat, and then we build a customized meal plan just for them. And our meal plans look like menus, so they're easy to follow. They include a grocery list, and they're based around that family's eating habits. And then we support all of our clients through texting. So in between our appointments, which are about every 4 to 6 weeks, our clients text us their weight, let us know how they're feeling, how their energy is, and we make sure they're progressing towards their goals in between each appointment. If you're looking to bring your performance to the next level, you should look at your nutrition, and Champion Athletes would be happy to help you do that.
Welcome to another episode of New Jersey Mat Chat. I'm Pete, and today we have a special guest straight from Delsea, the head coach, Kurt DeWoody. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you, man. What a season you guys had.
Yeah. I said having a season like this for your first one could be bad luck. Could be all downhill from here.
I know your first season, was that four state placers, right?
Yeah, 4 state placers, team state title, state champ. It was
what a year, man.
Good as it could be.
What was one of the biggest adjustments jumping in there?
Going from assistant coach to head coach?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're dealing with parents is probably the number one thing. You go from just being an assistant coach where you get to just coach kids and that's it. And all you have to do is worry about practicing every day. And then it's there's a lot of other things that come with the head coaching position.
Yeah.
So I think establishing a relationship with people outside of just your wrestling room, that's the biggest adjustment.
Now, you were an assistant coach under Barikian, right?
I was, yep.
We had him on. What a great guy, man.
He's fantastic, one of my best friends, and I learned a lot of stuff from coaching with Mike for 10, I think we were together 10 years.
Yeah, and he said, and he's a very intelligent guy.
Very
he
intelligent.
Said, you were the game plan guy, is that right?
Mike gave me a lot of responsibility. He once we worked together for a while, he established some trust in me, and he allowed me to do some game planning stuff for matchups, and that was kind of my niche there.
Now, did that help you kind of develop to be more confident when you got the head coaching job?
Yeah, I think just coaching with Mike, I was able to coach with a lot of very highly intelligent, fantastic coaches, and just learn from them throughout the time I was an assistant coach. So, I mean, when the opportunity opened up to be a head coach, I didn't want to be a head coach. Like, that wasn't a goal or dream of mine. I was very happy with an assistant. I've said this a few times. Tom Maxwell told me long time ago, like 2009, never be a head coach, always be an assistant. So I carried that with me for forever. And
Smart, man.
Yeah, the opportunity opened up, and Barikian said he thought I'd be a good head coach. My high school coaches said they thought I was ready, and here I am now. So.
Now, as a youth, where did you go? Where did you grow up?
Franklinville, Delsea. I wrestled all through the youth program. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So this is full circle.
Full circle, yep. Started off 4 years old. My dad got me into wrestling, and I've lived in Franklinville. I grew up in Franklinville, so been there my whole life.
Now, being through that, what did you take from that coming back as the head coach? Was it kind of like a whirlwind?
Yeah, I think that was that's the greatest thing. I have such a love for Franklin Township, for Delsea High School, all their sports. I almost feel obligated for giving back to that community. I got so much from it. So now my friends have kids, they're in the youth program and stuff like that. So to be a part of giving back to the full thing, that means a lot.
How much has Delsea Wrestling changed since you were young?
It hasn't changed much.
It hasn't, huh?
It hasn't changed much. The consistency is still there, and everything that was built on what Coach Isles really like morphed the program into, and then Coach Sawyer took over. It's still the same thing, still same red and white, doing the same things. And
now, did your history there help you get the job? Were they like, oh, this is awesome, we got a Delsea alum, or you didn't really play much of a part?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I started off coaching there, so I had good relationships with Coach Sawyer and Maxwell. I was coaching JV for, I don't know, 2009 till I got hired at Kingsway, 2012, I would say. And I was always in contact. I'd text Tom all the time about, hey, what do you got matchups for this team that you're wrestling? So I always stayed in contact with them. And I think when early off, in my mind, I believed I'd always be back at Delsea. And then you're at Kingsway for 12 years, and then maybe you just think, I'm going to be at Kingsway for forever. So when the opportunity opened up to teach, when my physics teacher retired, it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be probably 4 years into teaching. I was with Kingsway for a long time. I had to think about it. My wife was like, there's nothing to think about. You're coming to Delsea right away. Yeah. But it was not easy. Like I said, Barikian's, he's one of my best friends, so it was tough. And then now that I made the decision, I'm more than happy with it.
Now, we had Coach Ahern on here, and he said that someone told him that it takes 10 years to become a good coach. Now, you're in your first year. What did you learn in the first year?
It was a blur. It was a blur. It was intense. I think there wasn't a lot of sleeping. You're just thinking about, I didn't want to screw it up. Like, just don't screw it up. Make sure the kids are prepared. Make sure you're running good practices. And I don't know, I didn't sleep much throughout the entire season, which that also seems normal from what I hear.
Yes, yeah. I'm curious, as a head coach, how do you balance the team aspect versus you got a bunch of kids that are going to do good in AC this year? Is that a hard thing to balance?
So at times throughout this year, first of all, building the schedule. I was involved in building the schedule last year, and your aspirations as a team is you want to be prepared to win a state title. And same thing with individuals. You look at the individuals that we had on the team, we have some high quality kids, so you want them to be prepared to also compete for a state title. So the scheduling of what teams do you have to wrestle, when are your big tournaments, when should they be placed in your schedule? I've been thinking about that for a long time, even when I was an assistant at Kingsway. So I tried to map it out the best I could you keep saying you want to be peaking at the right time. So I think we wrestled a tough schedule. I think for individually, we wrestled a tough schedule that allowed them to be pushed and also peak at the right time and be ready for states. I don't think that you want anyone going into districts undefeated.
Yeah.
It's like,
right. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I mean, if they go undefeated with the schedule we wrestle, I feel pretty good about it, but I'd like to find a loss for them somewhere. We lost to Paramus Catholic as a team. We wrestled at Escape the Rock. Our individuals, our tough individuals, all the guys that placed, they had tough losses there, and I think it was all important for the run that we had at the end of the year.
Well, we saw you early, Hal. We saw you early. You guys beat us. That was a close match too.
Oh man!
But man, you guys were good, and that was early on in the year.
That was I mean, for me as a head coach, that was my first moment of like, all right, we're wrestling Hal, highest quality of opponent. Are the kids prepared? Like, it's early in the season. Are they prepared? Are they conditioned? Are the practices that I'm running doing the right things for them? Like, they seem like they're going well, but you don't know until you're tested. And that was a fantastic match. I left Borscht feeling like, all right, confidence in myself that we're doing the right thing as a coaching staff, that the kids are prepared, are getting prepared to where we want to be.
Now, speaking about the practices, what are some of like the non-negotiables in the room? What is a Delsea wrestler under your program going to say about your program?
Hey, you're going to be tough. You're going to be conditioned. You're going to be uncomfortable the entire time, but you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable, like throughout the room all the time. Angelo DeJoseph, assistant coach when I was wrestling in high school, he was kind of I describe him as like a pit bull.
Okay.
He's the hammer in the room. Coach Sawyer would do technique, and then when Coach DeJoseph would stand up and he would start barking, you straightened up. You knew something was about to happen. So that toughness that he brought to the program, I've always remembered, and that was it's just a piece that has to be a part of a successful program on top of it. So our room is, you have your warm-up, you turn the music on, and then we're grinding until we're done. Like, it's not how long are we going today, what time I got to pick up the bus, and consistently the kids know practice is over when practice is over. Once we accomplish what we need to, we'll be done for the day.
Now, you had a great year with both individual success and team success. But as a coach, what were you most proud of?
I was proud that we didn't blow it. I tell you, there was a lot of nerves. Sawyer was coming off of winning multiple state titles. Tom steps in, wins a state title. Looking at the roster we have, and I'm like, I've lived in Franklinville my whole life. I'd hate to get run out of here.
Yeah. It's
the first year. You know, my grandparents live here. My parents live here. My kids are going to school here. I told my wife, stay off social media. Like, let's just focus and get through this. So we won when we won the state title in Rutgers. It wasn't so much of a celebration for me. I was thrilled we won, but it was like, all right, take a deep breath. Made it through year one, and let's focus on the future.
Now you got quite a group of characters in that room.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Yeah.
You ain't kidding.
How do you manage that whole, because they're all different personalities. I mean, we interviewed, I think, 3 of them now, and real smart kids, real like confident kids, quiet, loud, you know, you got the whole mix.
The coaching staff, we got a great coaching staff. We've got about 10 plus guys that show up in the room every day, and they're all in their different sectors and corner of the room, and coaches are coaching groups, and I think that's a great way to manage them.
Okay.
Like Sal Marquez, George Maxwell, Dylan Dobzanski are hovering over him. Frank Borelli is hovering over Amari and Grayson. George Maxwell is hovering over Grayson, over Sal. Tom's working with Jameson. It's having a bunch of coaches in the room helps manage the personalities, because the coach understands the kids that they're kind of helping and focusing on, and that's probably the best way to do it.
Now, did you bring these coaches in, or they were already there?
No, thankfully, everyone has been there for years, and they, when I stepped in, they were a huge support system, and they believed in me being the head coach, so none of them left, and they all came back. So
that's why, because if you failed, it would have been all your fault.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, going to youth practices, the youth guys all stayed too. It's just, I felt it a little bit.
Now, do you got a good crop of guys coming in this year?
Well, listen, we've got some tough freshmen coming in.
Okay.
Very tough freshmen. Mason Cavendish, he won a individual state title as an 8th grader, 215-pounder. We have some lightweights that are coming in. So we have some tough kids. Our youth program is CJ Delia, who's on the coaching staff. He's the president of our youth program. And we have so many alumni that are at Tots, Bantams, Midgets, Juniors, that the coaches that we have in our youth program room, it's unbelievable. So everyone supports wrestling in the community, which is a big plus. And I think that our youth is prepared for what the high school expects when they come up.
Do you know about how many kids are in that youth program? Because I know at Howell, they have like a couple hundred kids in the program. It's crazy, and that's considered
I think we were at 230. Our registration was at about it's the highest it's ever been this year, ever, in the history of the program. So we're running out of space in our little wrestling room. So the goal was to work on finding some bigger space so we can continue to expand. I'm finding that you go to a Little League baseball game, you go to youth soccer, the best athletes in the township, we want them to come out and wrestle. So there's a lot of Delsea Wrestling shirts for all the sports in the town, which is cool. Yeah,
that's awesome. So it's wrestling first kind of program.
I don't know if it's wrestling first.
Yeah, it's up there.
Wrestling is a part of, and that's what wrestling's a part of everything in the community. So I'm happy to see that.
That's awesome for the kids, man.
Yeah, it is.
What are some of the better stories coming out of there? I mean, obviously you got Pettit. We interviewed him. We heard that whole story and stuff. But what are some of the more unheralded stories that came out this year?
I think the very first match that we wrestled was West Effort at home.
Okay.
That was my first match coaching. We had, obviously, Anthony DePaul and Adam Froelich, who transferred into seniors, so they were sitting. So our lineup wasn't what it looked like at the end of the year. And West Effort's a tough team, so there's a lot of swing matches, and you're counting the numbers in your head, and you're like, all right, what can go wrong? And you start finding ways that you can lose, and you start feeling uncomfortable, nervous. Our 215-pounder or 220-pounder, double weight with Sal, Chris Diaz, who started wrestling last year for the first year.
Okay.
And he comes out. He's in a tight match. He's hand fighting. He ends up getting kind of like a back trip, throws the kid to his back, pins the kid. The entire gym goes absolutely bananas. It's his second year wrestling, and that allowed me to sit back in the chair and take a deep breath. All right, like Diaz just got us maybe a 12-point swing. I feel pretty good for that match. That was the first moment for me, the first big moment of our year. and it kind of gets forgot with winning a state title and individuals placing. But you have Chris Diaz, who second year wrestling, he just won a huge match for us. That was another one. And then another one, I'd say we wrestled Ramapo in the, it was the state semifinals.
Yep.
And we have a freshman, CJ Powell, who, that's the thing that's tough with the schedule. You want to wrestle such a tough schedule to prepare you for states. CJ is a tough wrestler and maybe technically not as advanced as the guys that are placing. And he had a tough year. I mean, every team on our schedule probably had a 113-pounder that was could place in the states, and he took a beating throughout the year. He showed up every single day, kept coming back, kept coming back, kept a good attitude. Ramapo, he gets his moment. He pins his kid. Again, all the parents that know what he's going through the entire year, like, I think he two wins, 25 losses or something like that. Never gave up on himself. The place goes crazy. And everyone is just so thankful. Hey, listen, you see his moment. He's flexing on the mat. We're flexing with him. The kids are jumping up and down. Like, I mean, that's wrestling. Those are the two big moments for two kids that get no individual recognition. Hit me real close to home.
That's what makes it a team sport.
Yeah.
Because they get to contribute at that point in time.
Without a question. I
love that stuff.
So, yeah.
And then what were some of the better environments? Because we were down at the Delsea St. Augustine match, which was insane, bro. Shout out to the Delsea crowd who was like hovering over my shoulders, screaming and yelling. I mean, I just kept filming. They were hilarious, man.
That leading up to that week, I mean, obviously, and Dante, they transfer from St. Augustine to Delsea.
Right.
But I have a group of kids who come up and say, hey, we're coming to the match. Can you get us singlets? I'm like, get you singlets. I don't know if I've ever been to a match when I was an assistant coach where I see kids come up and ask for singlets. But listen, the population in the school wants to come out and support.
Yeah.
So we got them all singlets. They were fired up. They were a fantastic crowd. I was at the South Jersey baseball finals.
Okay.
Our baseball team just beat Mainland, and that same group of kids are standing in the outfield with their shirts off, screaming, hooting, and hollering. It was awesome. All right.
Just makes it such a good match, man.
It does. Oh my goodness. It was hot in that gym. It was packed. They were turning people away.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy.
Talked to Billy after, talked to their AD, like, hey, maybe we should have picked a bigger gym, but
yeah,
it was a unbelievable environment for that match.
Yeah, and it was some great matches that match, man. That was a burner.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It always is. It always is with the prep. Like, they're always tough.
So what did you think as a head coach? I mean, as a person from Howell, we always talk about the PowerPoints, you know what I mean, and all this type of stuff. What's your take on that whole situation, man? Because we've heard both arguments.
So, I mean, Tom and I we follow PowerPoints from the instant that they come out.
Okay.
We have 1,000 pieces of scratch paper where he's sending me picture messages of if this team wins by this, their PowerPoints are going to go up by that. So the storm that was brewing at the end of the year, we knew what was about to happen. I was texting Barikian like, yo, I think that Southern and Howe are going to wrestle each other in the semifinals. If you have this match, I knew that we were going to be the 2 seed in South Jersey after having the year that we had. We were going to travel to Seneca unless they lost, and now we're starting to worry like, well, where are we going to wrestle in the semifinals? I think that the way the season extended this year, nobody could have prepared for how many teams were going to be at max PowerPoint level. Like I don't think that's happened before. And darn near every team in South Jersey Group 5 was maxed out.
Right.
We had a good amount of teams in ours that were maxed out. We were looking at Group 2 because we're good friends with Lower Cape May and trying to determine, hey, listen, just so you know, you guys are going to be this seed and there. I think the length of the season and the amount of matches screwed up the PowerPoint systems heavily.
Yeah. And
it started off, they made adjustments at the beginning of the year where they were supposed to lower it, but when you're wrestling you have that much more time and you're wrestling that many more matches, the opportunity to max out, they didn't account for that. There obviously has to be an adjustment, but now this year, the season's shorter than it's ever been in history.
So it should be back.
So I think that we'll probably see it better this year. And I don't know. I don't know if I would make a change between last year and this year now just because of, 3 weeks or 4 weeks difference? So you don't know what's going to happen. And it might change how teams schedule this year too. So
That's what I was going to ask you. Does it play a part in scheduling for a coach?
I think it depends on what your goals are.
Okay.
I do. Not every team is going to have aspirations of winning a state title. It's just the way that it is. I don't think I care that much about PowerPoints. I think I just want good competition. As long as we are wrestling tough teams and we're going to be prepared at the end of the year, if you plan on winning it, you're going to have to beat the best anyway.
Right.
So easier said than done. I think that's my mentality now because of the level that the team is at. Will it change later in my life? Who knows? Yeah, you have to wrestle your schedule for your team, but I don't know if I'll ever worry too much about PowerPoints. I mean, I worry about it for myself when I'm trying to figure out matchups and just know numbers, but I don't translate that to the kids. They don't need to know about that. Me and Tom, we panic about it though. I think Tom sends me more text messages about PowerPoints than anything else.
It's a big deal. It's kind of
It is. It's a big deal. Yeah. And it's very mysterious.
Oh, dude.
You don't really know.
Doug does all that stuff, and he sent me the breakdown of it. He did this incredible breakdown of how it all is, and I was like, what is this, dude? You got to take a course on this? Like, what?
We were wrestling Southern, and I was talking to Dan Hall right after the match, and he was saying, like, hey, I think we're going to be this spot. And then I texted him later in the week. I said, I don't know if you think you're going to be where you're at, and based off what I'm seeing with the PowerPoint. So, yeah, it is. You can't really understand it, and then how many readjustments are there? At the end of the year, there's an extra readjustment. It's very confusing, and you have to do a lot of reading through the notes to figure out what's actually going on.
So it's easy to just focus on the opponent and just take care of business.
Focus on the opponent. And again, like, what are your goals at the end of the year for that team? And just set your goals appropriate with your schedule.
Now you get to AC, a couple of you guys make it to AC, right? And now you're there, and you have one of the craziest runs, I think, in AC history. Can you walk me through that?
That run started
with the seating. So I want to talk about that first. Let's talk about the seating, because that was interesting too.
Yeah, I'm sitting in, luckily I'm in the state seating. Okay. Doing some things ahead of time, trying to figure out where guys will be seated. For Greyson, I knew that there was a loss. He had some great wins. He's never placed, first of all.
Right.
So going in, you have no pass advancement criteria. So you're going to be lower. You have some good wins throughout the season. Rizzuto, he beat from DePaul, who placed, I want to say, 4th or 5th.
Okay.
So there's a big win. So now we're in contention to be a top 5 seed. He loses a match at Borscht Duels to DeFrancesco from Hanover Park.
Right.
All right, so now we're back down, and then you sit in the state seating meeting and you see the round robins pop up, and you're like, well, guess what? Your best wins are just going to get thrown out the window now, and this is where you're going to end up. You know, I was thinking 12 originally, missed a round robin in there because there's so many. That's another, like, besides PowerPoints, figuring out the round robin things for individual seating.
For those that don't know, explain the round robin thing.
I beat you, you beat him, he beats me. We never even wrestled. Okay. That's it. It doesn't matter that I beat you. And for the normal spectator, you remember the match where your kid made the huge upset and beat this kid that placed in the States. But if he has a loss where somebody else beat somebody or lost somebody, it's like it never happened in the seeding aspect. So I'm sitting there in the seeding meeting, I'm watching it unfold, and then I see, all right, we're gonna be in the 20s. And then the brackets go live right away, and I'm still sitting there. It might have been the 3rd weight class we did, and Greyson texts me, and he just says, was it 21, 24? And he starts laughing, sends me haha or something like that. And I texted him back, and I'm like, listen, if you plan on winning it, seeds are irrelevant. Right. And he just responded, spot on. So his attitude was in the right frame of reference going into it, and then it started to happen, right? It started to unfold. We game planned for everybody. We knew we were wrestling Haggerty. He didn't wrestle him throughout the year. We knew we were wrestling DeLorenzo. The good thing about Haggerty and DeLorenzo, they're both bears on top. On top. Yeah. So we established a plan. Listen, you're going to be prepared to wrestle on your feet for 6 minutes. And if you beat people on your feet, you're going to be tough to beat in the state tournament. Yeah. So a lot of simulation matches leading up to it, districts and regions, and George Maxwell running things with back on your feet, up, push the pace. We did very little mat wrestling in preparation to wrestle on our feet the entire time. And Greyson was just like, bought in. Like, this is what I have to do to win. This is what I'm going to do. Done. And after every win, there was never a relaxed moment, and it was unbelievable.
That's my question. Like, does it become more about, for a coach, strategy, psychological? Like, which is, probably more psychological.
Yeah. You don't want to tell him too much,
right?
Because you don't want him to second guess himself. Like, all right, I don't want to get in this position, because if I am, then does that mean the match is over?
Right.
So I think for his situation, it was just train to wrestle 6 straight minutes. Be prepared to wrestle on your feet, and then let's just see what happens. And he did it. He did it match after match after match, and it was something I'll never forget. And I was fortunate enough to coach Quinn Kinner.
Okay.
Yeah. And his 2 state title runs, and he was an undefeated state champ his senior year. After Greyson won, Quinn texted me jokingly, because Quinn was at the States, and he said, man, I don't remember you getting that emotional for my state title. I said, Quinn, come on. Like, this one was a little different.
Yeah. That was a crazy story. Just the whole run. It made the papers. Probably should have been OW, but,
Yeah, listen, James is, look what he's doing now, special.
The guy's incredible. he's unreal, but it's almost
But I felt slighted. Like, how can you, we were walking out with Steve Isles, and we waited to the very end, and he joked. He said, it's amazing that you have a kid go on a run like that and win a state title, and you're walking out of Atlantic City almost feeling slighted and upset. I said, I know, it's nuts, but it was a special
And it's
day.
a sad thing, because the guys like James and those guys, they're so good, it's almost like expected.
Yeah,
it's
right,
crazy.
right.
But
that's the text message I get from Quinn. Like, same thing. It was almost expected.
Exactly.
And you don't take anything. They're fantastic. I fight for my guy. I thought he should have been OW.
I hear. I think a lot of people did, but again, it's because it's a great story.
Yeah.
Did you find it easier or harder to have multiple people there at the same time?
I don't like multiple guys wrestling.
At AC, multiple guys competing at the same time. Like, it's easier because they can warm up together, stay together, that kind of stuff, or is it harder because you got to be at more?
So there's the pluses. Listen, it's easier that you have practice partners, warm-up partners. We've got coaches that are warming kids up. We do something probably a little different. I don't know if we do it different. It's just come district time, as soon as individual starts, we ask the kids, like, hey, what coach do you want in your corner? Tell me 2 coaches you want in your corner. Tell me an alternate. That way, if they're coaching somebody else. So the expectation is, as soon as districts start, every coach knows their role. They know where they have to be, and that makes it a little easier. But even Greyson won. We're running in the back. Amari's going out to wrestle. I'm stuck in the back. I felt like a moron getting lost back there, and then I'm trying to run out to get to Amari's match. It's already started. I'm running around in the bleachers, and now I'm just trying to get up tight to the edge of the hockey rink. So that was tough. That was tough.
And it's a long day.
Oh my goodness.
It's a long day. You got to deal with stuff after the day ends also?
Yeah. Right? You get back to the hotel room. First of all, they're wrestling at different times. Your light weights are done.
Right.
What's your weight? We got to get you back to the hotel. You start sleeping. We got to get you to the hotel gym. You're working out. Coaches are taking them there. We got to get these kids food. We got to get them in a bed. There's a lot going on. It is not it's not an AC party like people think. Certainly not.
Maybe for the parents. The parents.
And listen, the assistant coaches that have worked hard throughout the entire year. It's a little bit of a relaxation point. For me, I was just, are the kids in bed? Are they fed right? Is their weights good? I think that's probably the worst thing, is if you wake up and you have a kid miss weight. That's like my haunting nightmare, especially for the individual season. And it's like, the individual season, it's on them. It's like, nah, they're high school kids. Like, it's on me. If they miss weight, that's a direct reflection of me. So after the team state title over, the nightmare switched from like not finishing right to a kid telling me, hey, I'm 10 pounds over and we got to weigh in an hour. Wow. But weight was managed very well this year, very well. So I was happy with that.
No bowls of cereal for Amari. We were good.
No bowls of cereal for Amari. No Greyson getting locked in a storage closet in the high school somewhere, making it through the day. Oof. So, yeah, it was good. It was good.
Greyson got stuck in a storage closet? Because that one I don't know. I know about Amari's cereal.
Yeah, I don't know if he got stuck, but I couldn't even tell you what match it was. But we have a match I'm a physics teacher. We have a storage closet in the back with a bunch of physics lab stuff. They're overweight. They're working out throughout the day. They're cutting weight. It's probably, I don't know, 90 degrees in that room back there. So Greyson and Amari ended up being back in the storage closet one day, in the sit-ups, pillows, a lot of tears, a lot of sweating, like getting them through the day. It wasn't this year, it was last year, the junior and sophomore season. So Greyson likes to joke about now, like this entire season, senior season, I don't want to end up in a storage closet again this year.
And that's motivation for you.
Yeah. So that weight management for him and Amari went much better than it did the previous year, where they were in the physics storage closet for a day trying to fix their weight for a match.
That's great, man. Nothing better than a wrestling coach having a physics background.
Oh my goodness, yeah. That's the little quirks right there for sure.
So what's the expectations for Delsea this year? What are we looking forward to?
I'm just looking forward to year 2. Be tough. We lost seniors. Obviously, we lost some good seniors. So they're practicing. They're lifting heavy right now. Our summer workouts start as soon as the last day of school ends, and my hope is that we start to iron things out and just get ready for the season next year. The schedule's going to look very similar. It's going to be a tough schedule. We want to have the ability to be in contention for a title at the end of the year. Like, well, what title is that? Is it South Jersey? Is it state again? Who knows? Just be prepared to be there again. That's my hope. We'll see.
Now, I know you're in year 1, but you were an assistant coach for a long time. What are you most proud of that's universal for kids that come through your program? Obviously, everybody wants to win a state title and stuff, but everybody's going to come through your program. What does a kid get out of being a wrestler under your program that stays with them for the rest of their life, no matter what they do?
It is, without question, it's building relationships with kids. And then when you wrestle, everything in life is easier. Like, that's a quote that's said around wrestling all the time. There's so many kids that have had atrocious lives, like atrocious upbringings, bad lives at home. They come into the wrestling room and they think that, hey, their life is terrible. They wrestle, they go through tough practices, they find something out about themselves, and then they graduate. Do they wrestle in college? Like, a lot of them don't.
Right.
But they come back, you've established those relationships, and you're just thankful for the person that they've become. You want them to graduate, be productive members in society, be hard workers in everything that they do in their job, in college, be a good parent if that's the father, husband, if that's what they choose to do, and then just be good people in the community that one day, if they have a little kid growing up, that they're going to teach them the same things that hopefully that us as coaches were able to give to them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like there's so many kids in my mind that, I mean, Elias Almanzar at Kingsway, the kid, Kevin Pandorf, he just graduated from the Coast Guard Academy. Tough upbringing. That kid is now, he graduated from the Coast Guard Academy. He's going down to Key West, Florida. He was a state placer. He beat Isaac Dean, but what he took from that, stuff like that. Cameron Pote is on our team right now. He's another kid. You just establish relationships with certain kids, and you're just excited for what they're going to do later in life.
It's that work ethic.
Yeah, it is. It's a work ethic, and you know that when they graduate, not everyone's going to go to Iowa like Greyson.
Right.
But when they graduate, that they're going to do something, and they're going to be prepared to do that to the fullest and to be good at what they do. They're going to be accountable. And
same thing I got from jiu-jitsu. It's like there's just a different camaraderie with the people that you're on the mat with.
It's very different. It's very different. And I think the community support that we get in Franklinville, you go to Wawa and there's Delsea Wrestling shirts behind the counter, and there's people walking in, hey, we were at the match last night, and there's a bunch of people that don't have kids wrestling that are still showing up to the matches and stuff like that. You're appreciative of that support, and it's cool to be a kid in high school to see, like, hey, I just walked into Wawa to get a Gatorade, and somebody saying, hey, nice match last night. They don't even know who it is. Like, that's a cool feeling, and they appreciate the support.
Well, it's a town where you got even kids who aren't wrestlers wearing singlets. So
yes, we do.
You know how that goes. Kurt, it was a pleasure, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on. It was awesome. I appreciate it.
Kurt DeWoody. Attention, wrestling fans, parents, and future state champs. This is your podcast. We're shining a light on the toughest high school New Jersey wrestlers and coaches who are building warriors one takedown at a time. Follow us, like, and subscribe on your favorite platform. Doesn't cost you anything, but it goes a long way to support the show. Don't just watch the journey, be part of it.